You're listening to Make It Possible Ukraine Volunteer Heroes Stories, the podcast about volunteers who have made a difference in Ukraine. Together, we can make it possible for people in Ukraine. Hi everyone, my name is Kat. I am a founder of Make It Possible Ukraine, an initiative that helps children of military families and internally displaced kids in Lviv, Ukraine. I'm originally from Lviv, Ukraine, but I also lived for 10 years in Los Angeles, California, where I finished school and I worked for quite some time. I moved back to Ukraine before the war started and began running this nonprofit with no intention of seeking compensation in the future, just to help people here in Ukraine. So this podcast is about volunteers who have made a difference in Ukraine. We'll be sharing the stories of volunteers who joined our programs and their motivation for volunteering in Ukraine. We're fortunate enough to have volunteers coming to Ukraine from all over the world. And every time I'm listening to their stories, I was like, oh my gosh, this is beyond being inspired. Inspirational, right? So I really wanted to share those stories with you, and hopefully one day it will help you to actually decide to come to Ukraine and volunteer. We do need as much help as we can get, and every effort counts. So you'll be hearing stories of the best people, best volunteers from US, UK, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and from pretty much around the world. I'm going to ask them different questions, and they would be like, oh, why did you come to Ukraine? Were you afraid to come into Ukraine? How is your experience so far? How is volunteering going? And why they got into volunteering in general, and especially volunteering in Ukraine during the war. So I hope it will be interesting for you, because they'll share, I just recorded 6 episodes and they're so awesome. So I can't wait for you to listen to those episodes, to those stories. Honestly, I'm so fortunate, so lucky to volunteer along with those amazing people. But we are in Ukraine, appreciate every help we can get, and especially for those people who come to Ukraine and volunteer with us. So one more time, I hope this helps you to make decision to come and volunteer in Ukraine. Let's start with our first episode.